My name is TJ Ewers, and this is a day in the life of a paramedic supervisor. So our day usually starts at 7:30 is our shift change. I'll come in, get my gear, set it next to my truck. Generally it's going to be medic 1. From there I'll go upstairs, find my relief, and get report from them. Generally it's going to be a supervisor on one of the other crews. They'll tell me the calls they ran the day before, what they used, any issues they ran into, things of that nature. After that, they'll pull their gear off the ambulance, I'll put mine on, and I'll take over for the shift. The rest of the morning is spent just kind of catching up with the crews. Everybody gets settled in for the day. Tech rescue call today, truck 22 is hopping onto engine 1, and then engine 1's going.
Yes.
Starting at 8 o'clock, we do our morning meeting with our battalion chief and station 2. We try to keep up on like all the construction going on in the city, so we make sure we hit on things like that, if roads are going to be closed or not, how we're going to get places. After morning meeting, we go out and we do our rig checks. We make sure our narcotics are signed on the 3 ambulances we house here at Station 1 and our drug closet. After that, we do rig checks. So we'll do a full check of each ambulance, making sure there's an adequate amount of all of our equipment, medications, everything like that. Right now I'm working on just making sure we're logged into CAD for the day. So we update the unit officers so dispatch can see who's on the ambulance and all of our other units. So like the truck, they know who's on what rig and where they're going. We also have access to our map on here, so making sure our map is working. So if we go out into the county, we can get a route, the fastest route based off of our CAD tablet here. After that, the morning generally is going to be for personal projects. Like I do CQIs. I have a couple other personal projects that I work on with either our AC of EMS, Assistant Chief Lucchini, or whatever else may come up. Now I'm doing CQIs, which is continuous quality improvement. The supervisors, Jen, Joey, and myself, we do all of the EMS CQIs. So from the day prior, we go over each run individually, look them over just to make sure like the response district is correct, that they followed protocols, they documented everything appropriately. Just doing a full once over of the report, making sure everything looks good. And if there's a discrepancy, we send it back to them and have them take a second look at it. We have a set schedule for the day that we try to follow whenever possible. Usually it doesn't go that way. We never schedule our 911 calls. They just come in when they come in, and we will adjust our schedule on the go. We could miss out on our trainings for 911 calls, lunch hours, workout hours, whatever is set on the schedule for the day. 911 calls are always going to take priority. Medic 1's en route. Being called for an infected tooth, generally speaking, on a call like that, there's really not a whole lot we can do, but oftentimes it'll happen where what you find when you get on scene is not at all what you were called for. His biggest complaint was that he had what he thought was a tooth infection and completely failed to realize that he was having a fairly severe allergic reaction. He showed us a rash when we first got there, and it was quite apparent that he was having at least a localized allergic reaction to his skin. And then during transport, ended up having a fairly significant drop in blood pressure. So there were 2 systems in the body involved at that point, and so we gave him a shot of epi, got some Benadryl on board, a steroid, and some Zofran, and hopefully the ER can narrow down exactly what caused the allergic reaction and get him fixed up and send him home. Medic 1's clearing the hospital, available. As a supervisor, I typically end up just dealing with issues as they arise. That could be having a patient that we see frequently and having to call DHS or Adult Protective Services, calling CBRFs, working out kinks or issues we may run into with them. So this last call we just went on, we were called for a female experiencing chest pain and back pain, which is going to be an emergent response for us. We got on scene, we checked her vitals out, we ran a 12 lead, Everything looked pretty good. We were able to get in contact with the patient's POA, explain our findings to them, and ask them what their wishes were. The POA made the decision to not have the patient transported, but rather to allow her to stay home and have her condition be monitored. One of the biggest things I do as a supervisor is riding with our probationary members. So for each call, he can be graded. It's just a way for us to gauge where he's at as a paramedic. And after each call, we sit down, we go over the call. We have a bunch of talking points and a form that we fill out regarding the call, making sure he hit everything he needed to hit. And if there's a shortcoming, how are we going to address it? When riding with these probationary members is making sure that they are proficient with all of the equipment, policies and procedures we have on the ambulance. So we'll pick a random topic and go over it with them to, again, make sure they're proficient and comfortable with operating it, because there is going to come a time that they're no longer riding with a supervisor and they're going to be expected to know how all of this equipment operates. Great. Yeah, I mean, you did everything well. So, good job.